Welcome to another episode here on A New Life in France. This is one of our In Focus episodes, and we're actually going to look today at currency. It might be a thing that when you're looking to buy in France that actually you don't pay a huge amount of attention to. The normal time that we actually look at currency is probably when we go on holiday and we know we can use our cards, and sometimes you've got cards with maybe different kinds of currency they might have on them, but actually we don't overly worry too much. Sometimes we might actually do an exchange at the airport or somewhere and just get some local euros to be able to take with us. So we don't actually think about currency too much. But when you're looking to make that move to France, you do need to think about it a little bit more. And for me, most people seem to forget currency. You look at the price of something and you're going to buy this lovely home in France and you're going to pay in euros. You do the conversion in your head into pounds or dollars or whatever currency you're going to be using. But actually, that can change. And I think for me, that's one of the things that we really need to think about. We need to think about the change and how with currency, it can actually have a really big impact on you buying that dream house. If you look at the buying process in France and you actually go to see that lovely home, you fall in love with the home, you go through the process of signing, and actually from that signing of commitment to buy, then to actually then pick up your keys, you could be looking on average around 3 months, sometimes 4, in some cases a little bit longer. But let's work on that average of 3 months. So from the signing to actually getting your keys and going through to the final signing at the notaires and all the excitement that goes along with that, that could be a 3-month period. So what does this have to do with currency? Currency is a commodity, and as such it will change. The currency rate changes. It changes daily, it changes hourly in fact. And so when we look at that, there are lots of factors that will impact currency. So the currency markets could be to do with what's going on in a certain country, and therefore it can be stronger against a currency or it can be weaker against a currency. And what we've seen particularly in the last few years, we've actually seen changes. We've seen changes in the US, we've seen a change of president. We've also seen changes in the UK as well with a new party coming in. And all of those things have an impact in terms of things that are going on, particularly when things like budgets are happening. The budgets will play a part on an economy in terms of what is going on, and that economy in terms will also then have an impact on currency. So for you, when you are buying a house, and this is the thing I really want to stress to people, is when you look at your property, you sign on the dotted line and it is a price. That euro price does not change from the day you buy it and to the day that you pick up your keys. It is still the same price. So if you buy a house for 100,000 euros, it's still 100,000 euros 3 months later. But what has been impacted is your own local currency. So if you are buying in pounds, the rate of the pounds on the day you find your property, you sign to say you want it, that can change significantly in some cases between that signing and actually getting the keys and passing over your money. So over that 3-month period, it can change. So in reality, your pound could be worth more or less. And what we've seen particularly this year, the pound and the euro has always just dropped a little bit more. So what that means is for you that in terms of your pound, what does your pound buy you in terms of euros? If you look a year ago, it was around 120. So a pound would get you €1.20 is what you would get. At the moment, it's running around the 114, 115 mark. So when you look at that change, that will have an impact. And in a lot of cases, if you're buying a property, say that's maybe 250, 300, 350, 400,000 euros, that will be a significant change in terms of what your currency is worth. So you can protect that, and that's why I always say you need to take the right advice in terms of currency exchange. Today you can look at currency exchange, you can actually look at different bank accounts. There are a number of online banks now that you could use where you can have your local currency, be that pounds or dollars or other currency, and then you would have euros as well, and you can swap across those and they will exchange and it will work fairly well for you. But for me, when you're dealing with big sums of money, One, you want peace of mind that your money is safe. And for any of you making that move, you need to think about this really, really strongly, because this could be one of the first times that you take your money out of a bank, and many of us are used to banks and we feel our money is safe in a bank, and we've got to move it. We've got to move a huge sum of money, maybe from one bank to another. Now, if you look from moving one bank to another, going from a US or a UK bank to a French bank, you are going to be charged fees and the interest rate is not going to be in your favour. That's just the fact. If you then look at maybe using an online banking system, and there are many around there these days, how safe is your money? And I'm not saying your money isn't safe, but it's just that peace of mind, or a big wedge of money going somewhere and then taking it back out again. So you need to think about this. And for me, really, it's about peace of mind. I would be always recommending to use a currency broker. So use a currency exchange company that's got a proven track record and you know that your money is safe, and actually a currency exchange company that is probably used to making these transactions every single day for buying a home in France. And that's really key to think about here. Now, another thing to think about currency is with the fluctuations in the market, what you can do is you can forward buy currency. So if the rate, let's say the rate today is 115, you can actually buy at that rate fixed for a 3-month period. So it is exactly the same in 3 months. Now, that could go up or it could go down, but you have already guaranteed that rate, so nothing will change. And so for me, that's probably one of the things, particularly in this volatile market at the moment. It's not huge ups and downs, but it's still moving at the moment. So for me, you just want peace of mind that that's the rate. So the day you find your property, the day you say to the agent you want it, the day that you sign that commitment to do it, the price in euros and the value it is in dollars or pounds or other currencies is exactly the same come 3 months' time. And for me, that peace of mind is really important. Now, you can't achieve that with online banks, and you can't achieve that when you're moving around from bank to bank. And that for me is just that peace of mind is really important. Finally, for me, just think about that fixed rate is actually fixing that rate. And as I said, you could use banks to banks, but you're always going to miss out on that. So when you look at currency, it just won't be something that's high on your list. But I would be saying is get a foreign exchange rate account set up as soon as you start going through the process. You could start to a broker, you can start to have those conversations, you get everything in place so that when you're ready you can go for it, but also really discuss that forward buying. I really say that is something to think about because it will save you money. Now, there is an argument that rates could go up and actually it's worth more. You can't change it if you're on a fixed one. But if you're fixed, peace of mind, you know exactly what it is. But the risk you are taking is actually a calculated risk because the money is still worth the same in 3 months' time. And that's why I really talk about that. So currency is really, really important. If you want to find out more about currency exchange, then please click the link below. There's a lot more information in there as well. We can really help you and guide you in terms of getting the right currency exchange, working with the right partner. But currency might not seem important, but it is, and you could lose money if you don't get it right and you don't understand how it works. So for me, currency is really important. Currency exchange, get an account set up, get the right advice and get it in straight away. You do not need to be moving money right now, but actually if you've got a broker in place, you can guarantee a rate and actually it's already set up for when you do need to move your money, and you don't have to move your money until you get to that point of ready to sign. So just be aware of that. As I say, follow the pages that we've got on currency exchange. It's a really important topic, and it's a topic that most people forget about when they're looking to move to France. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Press the subscribe button below. Tune in each and every week where we've always got something coming on. We've got content coming out every week on our websites. We're actually here on a newlifeinfrance.com, forsale-in-france.com for all our properties as well. We have videos coming out, content coming out, newsletters coming out. We are here to help you make that move to France.